Top of the Weekers? We are back with another episode of Top of the Week podcast. I am Jared Stokes.
I'm Trav. What's up?
And guys, this week Bosco is not here, but as you can see, we have another special guest, Porshe Smiley.
What it do?
Hi. Thanks for having me, guys. Thanks for having me.
Porshe, tell the folks a little something about yourself, man.
Okay, well, I'm Porshe Smiley. I'm from Birmingham, Alabama.
Roll Tide.
I was waiting on somebody to say thank you very much. I'm a graduate of Parkland University, and that's where I met Travis. And I met you through Travis. And basically, I'm right now I'm a consultant for a supply chain technology company. And so I do consulting work, and then I'm trying to dibble and dabble in real estate. So
yo,
I'm
on it. What's happening?
Absolutely.
The big money.
Yes, absolutely.
She bakes amazing cakes, but she's not taking any requests right now.
Back in the day, the old me.
Wait a minute. You make amazing cakes.
Man.
Shameless plug. Back in the day, like if you had met me like 6 years ago, I would have made you an amazing cake, big 4 tiers with your name on it.
I love cake.
Whatever design you want.
Whatever design.
She made
What?
champion
Hold on,
dreams
wait.
with the
I didn't know nothing about this. I'm a cake connoisseur.
Are you serious?
I love cake, like, with a passion.
Well, I don't bake anymore. Literally, I hate baking so much that I sold everything that got anything to do with cake. So I can't help you. But if I ever were to bake a cake, you're the first person I'm going to call. I got you.
I'm gonna be right over there.
And she's a great host, like phenomenal, like top to bottom, top tier host, premium.
Let me find out you know I know how to host. Thank you, Trav.
Like a great.
Tell us what you
Thanks,
know.
Trav.
Premium, keep the energy flowing, the laughter's coming.
Wow.
What she host?
I appreciate it.
Man, she can do anything. She's been hosting shows. She's been hosting fashion shows, and like we do mystery murder. Crazy.
Last night.
Yes.
That's what he's talking about in particular, but yeah. I do like hosting though. Like I get definitely I'm lame, but it's like it works. It's corny, like corny jokes.
I get you. Yeah.
And, but they be funny though.
It keeps everybody.
Yeah, keep the
energy
exactly.
right.
Energy flowing.
Exactly.
I gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay, so guys, we're gonna hop into our first topic right now, and we're gonna discuss what everybody's discussing right now: the election. So congratulations to Kamala Harris and Joe Biden for winning the presidential election.
Absolutely.
So guys, y'all have any thoughts that y'all want to say?
Luckily, we got him out of there. You know who him is. We're not gonna state no names, so you already know who him is.
Mr. Orange Man.
Yeah, Mr. Orange Man, Mr. Orange Cream himself. We got him up out of there. We got some good people in there. I think that can represent the culture as far as right now that is going on. And we got our first black African American vice president in office, and she's an AKA, and she went to HBCU, in which I went to HBCU, and when she went to HBCU, and we understand what the culture deserves right now.
And I hate that I didn't go to HBCU.
Black people.
You hate that you didn't go.
I hate that I didn't go. I be seeing.
Where'd you go?
All right, so I went to my JUCO. Shout out to Georgia Primitive College. That was like an HBCU. It's for all the hood folks on the east side.
Okay.
If you from the east side, you know about GPC.
Okay.
So, but then I went to Morehead State, D1 basketball player. I don't want to brag, but I was fine. And then I went to Queens University of Charlotte. Those were PWIs. PWIs.
P.
For real.
With the capital on it.
Capital on it.
So you've seen a lot of different stuff.
A lot of different stuff. So I know the difference between like I see how y'all interact and how they like build, like they all work together, they all help each other out. It's like a community of people, and I just be
facts. I can go anywhere in the world and be good. Like
yeah,
sure.
It's crazy. I see this all the time. I be like, I haven't seen any of my schoolmates ever.
Be like that.
Ain't nobody helping me out.
Be like that.
Good.
But I like it. So I will say this: if I could go back in time, I would have just went to a HBCU and just play ball there because I had scholarships there. I just chose not to go. Stupidly of me, but
I think that's the thing to do now because like people are like downgrading from D1 schools to like representing black schools and black schools and stuff like that.
You even got some of the top ranked players now thinking about going to HBCUs because they understand like
how important.
To your culture, your alma mater. And just representing the black culture myself.
For sure.
Go where people will celebrate you, not where they'll tolerate you.
Absolutely.
They tolerate you at them other schools. You get celebrated.
And it's a different experience, like from top to bottom. Like if you don't know how to make it, if you come outside of an HBCU, you'll learn how to make it just from the HBCU experience itself.
Clark's motto alone was find a way to make one, and so we kind of live by that motto. Like you either gonna figure it out, you gonna fold to figure it out, and we figure it out. But
I see all Clark people figuring it out. By the way,
facts. Getting back to the fact that she did go to a HBCU, and that's why we started talking about HBCUs. But let's roll it back.
We get the flowing.
Let's roll it back.
We get the going.
She went to a HBCU. Facts. She's Greek. Facts. She is a woman.
Yeah, facts.
Big facts. Can we just
facts.
Pause right there?
And an African American woman.
Wait, that's the level of facts. But like the fact that a woman is in the White House right now, that's like moment of silence. 1, 2, 3. Cause that's crazy. Yeah.
Like
and then like when you add the fact that she's black on top of that, it's like, what is going on right now that we couldn't even? What is going on right now? I cried. So it hit me when.
Okay.
Yeah, it hit me when like they came out and made like their speech. Like everybody knew they won. It was like, oh my God, this is happening. It was like surreal and we was happy, all these emotions. But once they made their speech and she came out to Mary J. Blige on the stage, I was overwhelmed with emotion. I was at a bar and the bar was playing it. I could not hear anything she was saying. Only thing I just saw her face, her smile, her mannerisms, and I just started crying at the bar. I did. It hit me. I was like,
this is big.
Wow, that just happened.
We was in school when Obama won. How did you feel then?
First of all, it was on my birthday. He won on my birthday because election day is on the 3rd and my birthday is on the 4th. Shameless plug. Scorpio season. But anyway, when Obama won on my birthday, I went crazy. It was like my birthday gift. I was like, thank you, God, for this birthday gift. I get to have a black man as president. We had my president is black all over Clarkland University.
Lit.
Right.
Crazy lit. We was in the
freshman. We was in a multi-purpose room.
Multi-purpose room. I was a sophomore, but like
you are
crazy lit to have a black president. But to have a black woman, I'm sorry, it hit different. It hit different because if you know the status of people is like white man, black man, white woman, black woman. So to be a black woman, but to be at this level, it's just like.
Let's reverse that. It goes white man, white woman, black man, black woman.
Men make more. Men have more stature and more status and more money than women in general.
If you look at the history of the United States of America, whenever a black man tries to do something more than a white woman, the white woman gets that white man to knock that black man down. It's white women, then black men.
So if you had to guess, do you think a white woman or a black woman would be the first president?
I think it's gonna be Kamala. Cause look at all the vice presidents. Because most of the time, vice presidents usually run and win. Like George Bush's father was a vice president. He became president. He was a vice president. Joe Biden was a vice president.
Now he's a president.
So that usually happens like that, especially if she's doing a good job and sending people and she has good rapport with the people. So she might be the first woman president and black woman president.
What if there were two women, which was one president and then one vice president?
It's not happening. It's not happening not because I don't want it to happen. It's not happening because America's not ready for that to happen. It's not ready for that.
I was thinking the same.
It'd be probably when our kids have kids.
It sounds good.
It's gonna happen because women are the backbone of everything. Like that's just facts. But America's not ready for it because America's used to men running things, black men, white men, period, running things. But it's gonna happen.
And we run that shit right. And you come back.
No cap.
Get back serious. I'm sorry.
That's funny.
No cap.
But yeah, I don't know, like a woman and woman running, having it. It'll be that's like it'll be so much controversial stuff going on. It'll be so much like backlash, especially right now. I'm not saying it's wrong. Yeah. It'll be so much backlash from the citizens just on that scene that would be like, hell no,
Well, it wouldn't be that much backlash because they gotta vote her in. So over 70 million people are gonna have to vote yes to this crazy, well not crazy, but this difference of two women being both president and vice president.
Yeah, I think the first one, like you know how the first people who ever try to do something out the box always get the most pushback.
Right.
So they're gonna get the most pushback. But then the next point is gonna come back around. They're gonna be like, you know what? The first ones they had everything down. We're gonna get these people this. You know what I'm saying?
You know something. it's always a major change after we have a crazy ass president. Because prior to the Orange Man, it was Bush, and we just thought Bush was so racist and everything he did was wrong. So that's why I was like, we'll take anybody but Bush right now, and that's how we got a black man, Obama, in the office. And so it took the rebuttal of all the white people being mad that there was a black man in office. That's why a woman couldn't win, because it was like, we already had change with the black man. We can't have double change with the black man out. White, oh hell no. So let's knock this back a thing. Get another racist in here so we can get the country back under control. We are a racist country. Let's stop playing like we're not. We are. And then after it was so crazy, it was like, okay, we need change. Black woman.
Gotcha.
Then I feel like that's.
But I feel like the Orange Man only got in there because people wasn't taking the voters process serious in the first place. So when he won, people were shocked. And why? Because people wasn't voting.
No, people took it seriously. I think this wasn't in office because it was like revenge for just having a black man run the country for 8 years. It was like, oh hell no, hell no, black man, we need revenge. Let's get this.
I think people
clown.
I think they're playing a mind game with us. Because think about it, it's always the next person's. This person is the worst ever. This person, you gotta vote this person, he's the worst ever. Nah, no, this person, he's the worst person ever. This person, nah, he's the worst. It's like they're playing a mind like we gotta get them out because they just, we have to get them out because they just.
So who's really been a good president then?
Honestly, why all the Republican presidents are like worst presidents ever?
Yes, they are.
Democrats are not known for being like racist. They're not known for being like low down. Well, I mean,
history fact.
Not all. Yeah,
back in the day, the Democrats were the
Republicans. They used to be Democrat. We know this, but in our lifetime, Democrats just seem to be for the people. They just seem to be humanizing like what it feels like to be an American in America versus like when anytime it's a Republican,
the whole scope,
it's all about white supremacy. It's all about we're better than you. It's all about we're gonna keep your neighborhood safe. But what the fuck does that mean? If you break, I don't know if I can cuss. You break that down. If you break down keeping your neighborhood safe and keeping those people out of here, blah blah blah. They're talking about black people.
Right.
They even sat down a group of white women and said, "Okay, so white women, why do you guys feel so unsafe in your suburban areas? Has anything happened?" And white women's like, "Well, no, nothing's happened, but shut up. What are you being protected from? Like, how can you run for a president that's telling you we're gonna protect your neighborhoods when your neighborhoods never were at risk in the first place?
True.
You're racist.
Yeah, of course.
True.
You're racist. Can I give y'all a fun fact?
What's up?
Yeah.
Okay, so 70 million people voted for Trump, right? Mm-hmm. Which means that this country is growing, but it's not as racist as we thought it was because that means that 50 million people in this country are racist. That's not bad considering like my great grandmother's mother was a slave.
Right. I was just talking about that on the last episode how my family's lineage, like I was trying to like go back further enough. My dad was telling me like, well, after your grandma, boy, they were slaves and shit. Everybody got shipped off everywhere. They were selling us, so we don't know. And I was like, damn, like we really people don't understand. We really can't only go back a couple of generations and then we don't know our history anymore because they took it from us.
Absolutely.
So like we're like really like the generation that are not getting the understanding like, no, that's wrong. We're gonna change that. No, we're gonna work for ourselves. F y'all. It's like we came and like, and then the kids up under us see us doing what we do and they really like, oh no, we following them. Yeah. We going off what they going on.
Following generation to generation.
Yeah, so it's getting stronger and stronger now.
It's getting stronger and stronger. Because don't front, we had the Black Panther Party and that whole era, that movement where it was Fight the Power and Black Power and all this kind of stuff. But saying all that to say, like I thought that I thought everybody in America was, I thought if you wasn't black, you was racist. I'm just being honest. And I thought all white people were racist unless they was like under 25.
Why is that? Because that was portrayed as imagery within like news or like
I think it has a lot
family
to do with it had a lot to do with like me being from Alabama and experiencing racism, me knowing that most white people that I've ever interacted with were acting like they were not racist, but if anything ever broke down, I'm gonna be called a nigga. Yeah. Pure point blank.
Hey, let me tell you something. My granddad is in his 80s right now. All white people he called crackers.
Hey.
No.
Let me question. Yeah. When you say crackers, is that racist or is that? Like,
no, it's not racist.
All right, cool.
Wait.
I'm
It's
trying to
absolutely
understand.
racist.
It's
I'm
not.
trying to understand.
It's not.
It's
No.
not
Stop.
racist,
Let me
it's
explain.
prejudice.
No. It's not racist. It's not prejudice. Let me explain why my granddaddy does this. My granddaddy grew up in the deep Georgia South, called Washington, Georgia, where when he grew up, he saw lynchings. He saw white people do killings. He was the second oldest out of 15 children, and all his brothers and sisters, he had to wake up 2 or 3 hours before them because on the way, the path that they had to walk to school, he would have to get up and cut black men down that were hanging because white men were hanging there so the little children would see them. So, yeah, he's seen it. He was a part of it. So, if you grow up in that environment,
I can understand.
you're only going to see white people as fuck them crackers, as the devils. And he's seen so much, he's like, nah, man, you don't know what them crackers will do. Don't you ever trust them.
Yeah.
Right.
So that is what a lot of older black men in the deep South go through. So when people be like, well, they're racist.
Well,
Are you
we
crazy?
don't know the name.
Do you call Jewish people racist when they do that with the Nazis? What they did? No, because
black people can't be racist. We're not a dominant race by definition, but we can be prejudiced. And I feel what you're saying. If that's all he ever known, then he has a right to use that word, whether we think it's racist or prejudiced or not. My grandmother's 103.
Question too, though. My bad, not to cut you off.
Oh no, you good.
When Mexicans say that, like, how do y'all feel about that? Man?
When Mexicans say what?
Nigga, when they have a conversation, they say that.
I feel two different ways.
Yeah, it's like sometimes I be like,
because they're minorities as well, or they don't have the same.
It's like
rapport as we do, or what? Like,
well, it's like this with Mexicans, because it's like I know in Mexico, like there's an African population in Mexico where they're dark skinned African. People don't understand they're dark skinned. They speak Spanish, but they're melanated just like us. Yeah, Afro-Latina. They're melanated just like us, and they're treated poorly. That is less than. But you have some Spanish, Mexican, or just Mexican people, some Mexicans right now in America who think of themselves as just like, I'm black just like y'all. I got black in my. They know like I got black in my blood too. So it's like you have two different sides of Mexicans where it's like some like try to dissociate themselves with black people, and some are like, nah, we just like y'all. So it's like some I hear, I'll be like, nah, you said that with a racist tone, and some might be like, nah, that's my brother right there. You feel me?
Sure.
I think Mexicans in America, they don't have their Mexican culture. They've adapted black culture.
Right.
So since they've adapted our culture, they just use our slang. And I feel like that's a major reason why Mexicans think it's okay to say nigga. Because they grew up around a bunch of black people and they act like us, they talk like us, they use our culture. Because we don't, it is what it is. Like we can just say, oh, they American, or they act like black Americans. And so they feel like it's okay to say it. I personally got a few Mexican friends, and I've heard the term being used. And in the moment, it didn't bother me. But when you bring it up like at a time like this, you're like, wait a minute, they aren't black, technically.
Right. So it's like, they didn't go through what exactly we go through. Obviously, they didn't. They're not black, but at the same time, they've had struggles as well, and being able to oppressed and having to cross the borders.
In the history of in Mexico, they did help the slaves when they went to Mexico. Because Mexico, at a time, Mexico was free before America was. So when slaves used to go to Mexico, they would protect the slaves. They would fight back America all the time. So that was a free place slaves did go to run away.
Okay. Fun fact.
So one thing that you would want Kamala and Biden to do for the people.
What the hell they said they was gonna do? Because let's not act like Biden wasn't a blatant racist like 10, 20 years ago. Let's not act like it. We have video footage of Biden saying things like, "We're gonna keep your community safe." They, and he was talking about black people. He was very, very racist back in the day. But what I can say about this is like people keep saying, oh, why do y'all support Biden? Why do y'all support Biden? It's like this. Biden was a regular racist white man, just like most white men over in his age range are in America. But when you sit a white man down and expose him to black people, expose him to our lives, he got a chance to sit with my uncle, Ricky Smiley, and sat and talk to him and understand black America. Like he's sitting with prominent black people. He's seeing black people in a way he's never seen them before. We're not just thugs. We're not just hoodlums. We're not just ghetto. We are educated. We are equipped. We work hard. We do these things, and we got money. We travel. We're exposed to something. So when you see African Americans in another light, it allows you to kind of change your mindset. So yes, Biden may have been racist, and we're not saying that he never was, but I think that his trajectory and his perspective of the African American community has changed. And so hopefully he just do what he said he's gonna do.
And I think Kamala Harris is going to expose him to that, especially being of Black or African American descent, going to an educated institution and being a woman of culture, travel, and education. So
Okay.
Agreed.
And she's gonna expose the world to it, pretty much.
True. So any last things that y'all want to speak on?
Nah, as far as that, now you have the situation with King Von.
All right, so let's get. Well, I want to say R.I.P. to King Von. It was a tragic shooting in the city of Atlanta where he got into an altercation and lost his life. I was just started listening to the young brother, and I was a fan of him. So when it happened, I understand the music he was doing and all his whole backstory and the energy he was putting out there. People say so I don't want to say it came back on him, but it's you're taught, especially as Black people, the energy you put out, that's the energy you're gonna receive at times, and I hate that happened to him. But it's I don't know, it felt like it was inevitable. What do y'all think? When you hear rappers that speak on just shooting, killing.
Well, I know with rappers, especially being of his rapport, of his background, living in Chicago, obviously one of the dangerous cities in the world. And then being a rapper, you gotta expose your rapport within what you lived through, and that's what he lived through. But at the same time, when people get hyped and kind of have the music overflow in them as far as their surroundings, their everything, it's kind of hard to what's the word I'm looking for? It's kind of hard to not, I don't know how to say it.
Switch up.
Yeah, switch up.
It's a product of your environment.
Yeah, and it's going to continue to be a part of his environment. And
because I was listening
those doors are going to continue to travel within ears, and all that gang violence and activity going to continue to build up. So,
because I was listening to some of his interviews, and I was just, it's some people, I told you, the last, I think it was episode 7 or so, I was talking about, I have a good, vibe of people. I have, a good, a teller of, your energy. And I was just watching some of his interviews, and I was listening to him talk, and I was listening to how he moved and how, people, when they were around, they were man, it was all good vibes. Yeah. It was all, and that's what I got from him, and I was just
that's what I got from him, too, just looking at documentaries.
Right.
He was trying to uplift people, trying to buy
exactly
salons, trying to buy babysitting.
That let me know right there, if he would have been around, people like us, just grew with people like us, he would have never went that way. Yeah. He was literally, to me, a product of what he came from. Because it was kill or be killed, and man, I want to live, so I'm about to go twice as hard as everybody. So that, to me, that's what made it more sad. It was just man, he didn't have to die like that. And then the next thing was, it was a fist fight. Whatever happens if people just losing a fist fight, and then that be it. That's it. You just lost. People be well, I ain't taking no did it. It's just man, when did this become oh, if I can't beat you up, I'm just gonna shoot you?
That's what when I saw the video, and I wish I didn't see it, but I did. And it was a fight and an altercation. Okay.
A straight fight. That's it.
It was a senseless death. They did not have to shoot him. And that was the saddest part. It was wow, you didn't have to kill this man.
You didn't, yeah.
And I just feel I don't want to, you even say the term black on black crime. I don't even want to say
it's just crime.
I just want to say, we got to start loving on each other. We got to stop hating on each other so much that it's we will take. I was talking to I was talking to a guy today. His name is Justin. He has a nonprofit in Alabama, and basically he takes young guys and he lifts them up, and he takes them fishing. He shows them how to fish and shows them how to hunt and shows all these different things just because so they can feel a sense of self-worth. Because he said that if you don't feel a sense of self-worth and you don't care about yourself, you damn sure not gonna care about another person. So it's so easy for somebody to step on your shoe and kill. Somebody step on your shoe, you're gonna be I'm gonna kill you. Or somebody say something, why are you looking at me like that? I'm gonna kill you. It's so easy to be that mad at somebody else because you don't see them as a person. You don't see yourself as a person. You don't value yourself. So I think it starts with our youth. We really gotta get some nonprofits out here.
That was powerful. I like that. Yeah.
And not even just out here, just everywhere in the world. Not just Atlanta, not just the neighboring cities or neighboring states, whatever. Everywhere, because we got to be able to touch every part of the United States and even outside of the United States just to save our people and just be able to have something of positive value to be able to self-reflect.
And I'm gonna say this: I'm gonna challenge y'all because y'all are good black men in the community, and I'm gonna challenge y'all to kind of like, you can Google a million places online right now in Georgia, Alabama, Tennessee, anywhere you go, of women organizations helping and mentoring young black women. There are endless amount. I even have one, but there are not enough men, prominent black men in these African American communities trying to help these black men. They are lost. And so it's like, it's our responsibility to kind of reach back, because women are doing it. We're going to do it. We're going to get the job done. We're going to mentor these girls. We're going to try to do our best. But we need more organizations like that helping out black men.
I will say this though, to that effect. So black men are lost, but it's like, it's going to take more than like a nonprofit and all this other stuff, because it's like, it's embedded. I was thinking about this other day because I had some run-ins. Travis knows, I had some run-ins with the same thing, and when you said that, it made me think like, oh, I had run-ins with these brothers because the way I'm moving, the way I do what I do, and the way how I do stuff, it's like, I just don't like that nigga. I'm gonna hate on him. So if I was less than what I am, then it'd have been some other stuff. But I am who I am, so it went the way it went for me. But it's like, the men who are being raised don't know male leadership. Right. So when I hear, like, I always hear stuff about
the correct way.
The correct way. I always hear stuff about like toxic masculinity. Most of these men aren't masculine at all. They don't have any masculinity because they're raised by women. And then I hear them talk as little kids, because I used to be a referee too, and I see the way they moms talk on the stage, and I see the way they act on the court, and I'm like, oh man, that boy, he gonna be a problem. You can see it. I'm talking about at like 10, 11. Oh, this boy gonna be a problem. I had to cuss her mama out and the boy and her boyfriend out. Kick them all out the gym. And try, I did it. Yeah. But it's like, I don't know how it's gonna take to get like black men, black women to come together and raise a whole family, because that's the only way you're gonna get a black boy to be raised correctly.
Well, they killing our men and they putting them in jail, right? So you said a nonprofit is not going to work, but I challenge you that is exactly what it's going to take. The prime example I just gave you, Justin, he's taking 20 black kids who don't have fathers, who are being raised in a single parent home, or who daddy's just not a good prime example, and he's making them feel.
I know that's like that. Yeah.
He's making them feel seen. Kids want to be seen. They do stuff. They get in trouble, get into a fight because they like to be seen. They are pleading for attention. So he's giving them the attention that they want. He's taking them on trips. He's exposing them to life. And now it's like, oh, I am somebody. I am whoever I am, and I'm seen. He cares about me. So it's like something in the back of your mind. All the young men that are part of an organization that you are running, if you were to run one, are gonna say, okay, he's dependent on me to do good. Like, my daddy don't care, my mama don't care, none of my cousins care, but this guy right here, he gonna call me at 5 o'clock and ask me how did my day go. He's gonna call me at the end of the week and pick me up and take me to basketball practice. He's gonna make like, if you care, if they know that somebody cares, right, they will feel like they're seen. They just want to be seen, and I feel like that's a major part of it. And it starts with a nonprofit organization.
I agree.
Honestly,
it's gonna take a multitude of things to get black people together. That could be one, but I want to focus more on women, men coming together and healing. Because I think the black family, you have black, like every other community, family first. Mexican community, family first. Asian community, family first. Jewish community, family first. White community, family first. Black community, I'm for myself.
Because they ripped our families apart.
But that's what I'm saying. We have to come back together. I think that's what you're saying is correct. I'm not. That's 100% correct. I just think that's gonna heal the black community and bring us back together. And all that murder and all this crazy stuff, that it'll stop happening, because you actually have a man in the household to stop that. If my dad wasn't there, I was crazy.
Yeah.
No, I was crazy. Like, they wanted to put me in the bad kids classes, and I got like 15 fights. I was bad.
Right.
My mama couldn't control me. You crazy? But my dad was there, and I was able to look at my dad and be like, oh, this is where I get it from. He crazy too. So it was a sense of like, I know a lot of these kids don't have that, so they have a sense of like, oh, I just think I'm just like, nah, you get. It's like a balance, like your father, your mother. It's like a balance that kids, like especially black boys, don't get. Black women don't get it either, but black children don't get of a balance of both people in the household and understanding what you're coming from, what you're seeing, and the energy of both people.
Piggyback off what you said, and to wrap it up too, I think it's gonna take what you're saying and what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, we raise up these black men and make them feel worthy now. They'll find them a wife and stay out of jail. They won't grow up killing people and stay out of jail. They won't grow up in gangs and get killed by another gang member. And they'll cultivate that family that we want to see. But we have, like right now, they in broken homes, and then we can't bring their daddy out of jail. We can't bring their daddy back from the dead. So what only thing we can do is cultivate them in this, so they grow up to be men that want to have families and not men that want to kill each other.
Facts.
Anything?
That was it.
All right. So
on all the bases.
I want to say once again, R.I.P. to King Von's family. R.I.P. to everybody out there who lost someone to the street life stuff. It's dumb. Try to get out of it. Be a better person. And anything y'all want to speak on before we wrap this up?
Thank y'all for having me. I appreciate it. This was fun, y'all.
No problem. We're going to have you back for sure.
For sure.
For sure.
It's the top of the week way.
Hey, I like that.
All right, so once again, people like, comment, subscribe, share this video if you liked it. Tell us, leave us a comment. Man, we trying to get some more subscribers, trying to make our way up in this world. Thank you for watching Top of the Week podcast. I am Jared Stokes.
I'm Trav.
Thank you, Porsche, for coming.
Thanks for having me.
No problem.
And we are out.